Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 16, Purushottama Yoga. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, I am seated in the heart of all living beings, starting from worm to the human being. Everywhere Bhagwan's presence is there, in everybody's heart. From me alone, memory, knowledge, and forgetfulness, everything is there. Without me, no one can have memory, knowledge, and forgetfulness. I am the author of Vedanta, and I am the one to be known through the Vedas. And I am the knower of the Vedas. I am the one to be known through the Vedas. I am the knower of the Vedas. That is what Bhagwan Krishna said in verse 15. Verse 16.
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते.
Swami Dayananda Saraswati says there are two Purushas. One that is destructible, that is Ksara Purusha, and the other indestructible, that is Akshara Purusha. Thus, everything in this world is Purusha. Whether it is Shara or Akshara, both are Purusha. Nothing is separate from him. Shara is continuously subject to change and destruction, and also getting dissolved into its own cause. This is important. It is not only subject to change and destruction, and it also gets dissolved into its own cause. The physical body, the entire Jagat, with the five elements, are all Shara Purusha. Jagat is referred as inert, but it is not independent of the Purusha. That is also very important. Jagat is referred as inert, but it is not independent of the Purusha. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, there is no object that can exist apart from Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is the cause of everything. The manifest world becomes unmanifest, resolving into the cause, and again comes into manifestation. It's a cycle. It goes on and on and on. It is like the pot becoming mud, and then the mud becoming pot. Who is Akshar Purusha? Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Maya Shakti of Bhagavan is called Akshar Purusha. Again, there is no Maya Shakti without Purusha. We have already seen this many a times. Maya Shakti is in the hands of Bhagwan Krishna. We are all under the control of Maya Shakti. So the Maya Shakti of Bhagavan is called Akshara Purusha. Bhagavan says the Shara Purusha is all the elements. That is Sarvani Bhutani.
द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि.
The Shara is Sarvani Bhutani, all the elements. Swami Dayananda Saraswati quotes Adi Shankara here, who says Shara is all the modifications, the creation. Akshara Purusha is Kudastha.
क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते.
It is Kudastha. Akshara is Kudastha. Adi Shankara says Akshara Purusha remains like a changeless mass. Kudastha is a technical word used for the Atma. Here it is used to indicate something that does not die. The effect dies while the cause does not. Part dies, but not the clay. This is the example given by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. The word Kuda means anvil, which does not undergo any change, but allows all changes to take place on itself. The hot iron is kept on it, and various forms and sizes are made by beating it on the anvil. Atma is Kudastha because it is immutable like an anvil. Another meaning of Kudastha is that which obtains in Maya as the truth of Maya. That is another meaning given by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Example he gives is rope seen as snake. Rope is the reality. Snake is a Maya. So another meaning of Kudastha is that which obtains in Maya as the truth of Maya. Adi Shankara first gives the meaning as that which does not die, which we have seen, the cause. Then he gives another meaning saying deceit. Maya deceives us. Maya is capable of manifesting various forms. It confuses us. Adi Shankara says this seed of samsara can go into a state of unmanifestation, but it does not come to an end. It again manifests and again resolves into unmanifestation. Then again it will manifest. It's a cycle that goes on. That is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. Swami Chinmayananda says, Bhagwan Krishna in this chapter said, if you see the entire chapter, he said, I am the sun, I am the earth, I am the plant kingdom, I am the man and his capacities. All of them constitute the world of matter. When the infinite consciousness becomes the light and heat of the sun, the fertility of the earth, the essence in the plant, the consciousness in the heart, the faculties of knowing and remembering, etc., they are all different forms of one consciousness. The field of matter is nothing other than the spirit. Again, the field of matter is nothing other than the spirit. The only difference is that the spirit, when it has assumed the form of matter, looks as though is must be within quotes, looks as though it is subject to change and destruction. The realm of matter is indicated in this verse as Sharapurusha, that is a perishable one. Spirit is indicated as the conscious principle which is imperishable, that is Akshara Purusha. With reference to perishable and changing matter envelopments, consciousness is indicated as imperishable and the changeless. He gives the example of the with reference to the wife only, the person can be called as husband. Similarly, with reference to perishable and changing matter envelopments, consciousness is indicated as imperishable and changeless. The body changes from child to youth to old age, and the quality of mind and intellect also keeps on changing. But one is constantly aware of all these changes. That is the conscious principle inside us. It is constantly aware of all these changes. This consciousness, which is constantly recognizing all the changes at all levels through the individual's life, is changeless. Swami Chinmayananda says this conscious principle is called Akshara Purusha, only with reference to and as a contrast with the perishable. That we have already seen. The husband is known as husband only with reference to his wife. This imperishable principle of life is a self, common in all creatures of the world at all times. This self, in the midst of all changes, remains changeless. All changes takes place in the presence of this self, which is indicated as Kudastha, the anvil. That we have already detailed. We have seen the detailed explanation when we saw the interpretation by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. My understanding of this verse is when Bhagavan says that there are two Purushas, one is Shara and Akshara. If we remember Arthanarishwara, the Shiva Rupa, Mata and Shiva, both combined together, Arthanarishwara picture. If we can remember that, we can easily understand what Bhagwan Krishna is conveying or saying in this verse. There is only one Shiva. He himself divides himself into two: Shara, that is matter, and Akshara, that is spirit. Both are from the same Purusha, that is Shiva. One is Shara Purusha and the other is Akshara Purusha. That is why Bhagavan Krishna uses the word in this world.
Dvavimau purushau loke.
Loke, in this world, there are two Purushas. One is Shara and another is Akshara. At this age, at least all of us know, matter is destructible. Energy cannot be destroyed. Shara is destructible and Akshara is indestructible. Shara constitutes the world of matter, while Akshara constitutes the imperishable energy. We also understand that for any change to take place or to happen, there must be a changeless substratum. Otherwise, change cannot be seen. A moving train, when you are sitting inside, you will see the trees and other things running. Actually, the train is running. Other things are standing, constant. That is constant. A movie to be played, you want to go to a cinema, a movie to be played, it requires a changeless screen. White screen must be there. For a train to run, it requires a unmovable rail. Rails must be there. Otherwise, train cannot run. For a river to move, it requires a changeless river bed. Kudastha means anvil. Those days, all the vessels or weapons were made on the anvil by beating everything on this anvil. The Akshara Purusha is Kudastha, on which all change takes place in the Shara Purusha. When the Akshara Purusha walks out of this body, then Shara Purusha normally why? Shara Purusha dies automatically, immediately. That is what this verse conveys, according to my understanding.
Dvavimau purushau loke. Sharashchakshara eva cha. Sharas sarvani bhutani. Kudastokshara uchyate.
Next verse we will see tomorrow. Hari Om. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.
Narayana 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 Narayana